If you've ever finished an English conversation and thought, I kept saying the same 3 words over and over, you're not alone. And today, we're fixing that.
By the end of this episode, you'll have 7 vocabulary upgrades, small swaps that will instantly make your English sound more natural, more confident, and way less like a textbook.
Welcome to Speak English with Us. I'm Holmes.
And I'm Melody. So happy you're here with us today.
Okay, Melody, let me ask you something. When someone tells you a movie was good, what does that actually tell you about the movie?
Honestly, not much. Good could mean anything. Was it funny? Was it emotional? Was it a masterpiece? Good doesn't really say anything.
Exactly, and that's what today's episode is about. Basic words, things like good, happy, sad, big. They're not wrong, they're just limited. They don't carry enough meaning.
A lot of the time when you're learning English, you focus on using the correct words. And that makes sense, but fluency is the next step, reaching for a more specific word, a word that actually says what you mean.
And native speakers do this naturally because they've been exposed to so many different words their whole lives. But for learners, it takes practice.
It takes conscious effort at first, but after a while, it becomes second nature. And that's exactly what we're here for.
So here's how today's episode works. We're going through 7 word pairs, the basic word and the upgrade. For each one, we'll explain the difference, and we'll give you a real sentence so you can hear it in context.
And one really important thing before we start, don't try to use all 7 this week. Pick one, just one word, and use it every single day until it feels natural. Then move to the next.
Seriously, trying to learn 7 new words all at once usually means you remember 0 of them. Trust me on that one.
Very true. Okay, word number 1. The basic word is happy, and the upgrades are thrilled and delighted.
I love thrilled. It just has so much energy to it. So instead of I am happy about the news, you say I was thrilled to hear the news. Thrilled, that feeling when you're more than just happy, you're genuinely excited about something.
And delighted is a little softer and warmer. She was absolutely delighted when they arrived. You can almost picture someone lighting up when you say it, right?
Right. And here's the thing. These aren't complicated words. You don't need to be at an advanced level to start using them. If you're at B1, you can start using thrilled and delighted today.
Okay, Holmes, make a sentence with one of them.
All right. I was thrilled when Friday finally came. Very, very relatable.
Very relatable. And listeners, try this right now. Think about something that made you happy this week. Say it out loud using thrilled or delighted. Seriously, pause if you need to. We'll wait.
Good. Word number 2, sad. Upgrades, disappointed or heartbroken.
Now, these two are actually quite different from each other. They're not the same level of sadness, which is really important to understand.
Right. Disappointed is more like you expected something and it didn't happen. It's a smaller sadness. I was disappointed that the cafe was closed.
But heartbroken is so much deeper. She was heartbroken when she heard the news. Heartbroken, that feeling when something emotional and painful happens. You can hear the weight in the word.
So when you're choosing between them, think about the level. How sad is this situation? A little sad, disappointed. Very, very sad, heartbroken.
And this teaches you something bigger about vocabulary in general. The goal isn't just to sound better, it's to say exactly what you mean.
Exactly. Precision is what separates a learner from a fluent speaker.
Word 3, big. Upgrades, enormous and significant.
Enormous is one of those words that just makes everything more dramatic, in a great way. There was an enormous difference between the two options. Enormous meaning something is very, very large, much bigger than you expected.
And significant works really well in professional or academic settings. This is a significant change for the company. Significant, it means something is important, it matters, it has impact.
So both words replace big, but in different situations. Enormous for size or scale, significant for importance.
Next time something is big, just pause for 1 second and ask yourself, is this enormous or is this significant?
Great habit to build. Okay, word 4, and this is my personal favorite. Think. The upgrades are consider and reflect on.
Oh, these are so useful.
Think is just so flat sometimes. I'm thinking about it. Fine, but listen to this. I need to consider my options. Consider, that means to think carefully, to weigh things before making a decision. Doesn't it sound so much more thoughtful?
It really does. And reflect on is slightly different. It's more about looking back at something that already happened. I've been reflecting on that conversation we had. Reflecting on something means you're thinking deeply about it, revisiting it with intention.
And here's something I genuinely love about these two words. When you use consider and reflect on in a conversation, people notice. Not in a showy way, just in a quiet, wow, this person thinks carefully kind of way.
Language shapes how people see you. That's just true.
Word 5. Said. This one comes up constantly when we're telling stories. Upgrades are mentioned and pointed out.
Right. We use said all the time in storytelling. And she said, and then he said, and I said. It gets a bit repetitive.
But there are more precise options. She mentioned that the meeting was changed. Mentioned means this information came up casually. It wasn't the main point, it just came up naturally in conversation.
And pointed out is stronger. When someone points something out, they're drawing attention to it, often something important or something others might have missed. He pointed out a mistake in the report.
So you're adding layers of meaning just with your word choice. Said tells us words were spoken. Mentioned tells us how, casually, in passing. Pointed out tells us it mattered.
Every word tells a story.
Every word tells a story. I love that. Okay, word 6. Walk. Upgrades are stroll and head over to.
Stroll is one of those words that just slows you down in the best way. We strolled through the park after lunch. A stroll is a slow, relaxed walk. You can almost feel the pace change just hearing it.
Versus we walked through the park, which is completely fine, nothing wrong with it, but you feel nothing.
And head over to is very natural in casual conversation. Let's head over to the cafe. It's exactly the kind of thing you'd text to a friend. Head over to, it just means to go to a place, but it sounds friendly and easy and natural.
Learners sometimes avoid phrasal verbs because they seem complicated, but head over to is one of the most natural ones to start with. Anytime you want to say go to in a casual situation, try head over to instead.
So next time you're messaging a friend in English, try it. Want to head over to the mall later? Notice how natural that sounds.
And now the big one, word 7, good. Upgrades are impressive and remarkable.
Finally, honestly, good is everywhere. Good morning, good job, that was good. We hear it all day, every day.
And look, there's nothing wrong with good. We're not retiring it. But when you want to express real admiration, when something truly stands out, impressive and remarkable are so much more powerful.
That was a remarkable performance. Her presentation was impressive. Can you feel how much stronger those are?
And here's something I really love about this. When you tell someone their work was remarkable, they actually feel it. Good just kind of passes by. Remarkable lands. It stays with someone.
So choose your words like you mean them, because you do.
Okay, so we've got our 7 pairs, but knowing a word and actually using it in real life, those are 2 completely different things. So let's talk about how to make these actually stick.
Tip number 1, replace 1 word per day. Not all 7 this week, just 1. Let's say this week you choose thrilled. Every time you want to say happy, you try thrilled instead. In your journal, in a text message, in a conversation. Just that 1 word for the whole week. And once it feels natural and automatic, move on to the next one. It's slow, but it actually works. Trying to take on too much at once is how you end up retaining nothing. Trust me on that one.
Very true. Okay, tip number 2. Read it, then say it out loud. When you're reading anything in English, an article, a news story, anything, look for one of these upgraded words. When you find it, stop. Say a sentence out loud using that word. Not in your head, out loud.
Your mouth needs to practice the word, not just your brain. Your brain can recognize something passively. Your mouth needs to actively produce it. That's how it becomes yours.
Tip number 3. Notice it in the wild. This is honestly the most exciting one. When you're watching a show, listening to a podcast, or talking with someone, and you hear remarkable instead of good, or heartbroken instead of sad, celebrate that moment.
Because that recognition, I know that word, I've been practicing it, that's how you know it's becoming part of your vocabulary. It's not just something you studied anymore, it's something you own.
You're not just producing the word, you're recognizing it, feeling comfortable with it, and one day it just comes out naturally without thinking. That's the moment. That's what we're working towards.
All right, we have a challenge for you this week. Use at least 3 of these words in real life before our next episode. Write them in a message to a friend. Say them at work. Use them in your journal. Whatever works for you.
And leave us a comment. Which word surprised you the most today? Which upgrade felt the most exciting or the most useful to you?
We genuinely love reading your comments. It is one of our favorite parts of this whole thing.
All right, quick recap before we go. Ready, Holmes? Ready. Instead of happy, say thrilled or delighted.
Instead of sad, try disappointed or heartbroken.
Swap big for enormous or significant.
Replace think with consider or reflect on.
Use mentioned or pointed out instead of said.
Instead of walk, try stroll or head over to.
And instead of good, say impressive or remarkable.
7 pairs, 7 upgrades. Your English will never sound quite the same again.
That is it for today. If this episode helped you, share it with a friend who's learning English. You might just make their week.
And don't forget, 2 new episodes every week. Subscribe so you never miss one.
Until next time, keep practicing, keep speaking, and remember, every word you upgrade is one step closer to the English speaker you want to be.
See you next time. Happy learning.